You may think that making Red Bull is as simple as mixing a few ingredients and pouring them into a can, but you'd be surprised to find out what really goes on behind the scenes. Keep watching this video to find out exactly how Red Bull is made in a factory. The ingredients that make Red Bull. Before the magic of manufacturing even begins, let's talk about the ingredients that go into Red Bull. In case you didn't know, Red Bull is made with a combination of caffeine, taurine, sugar, B vitamins, and some other ingredients that work together to give you that energy boost. Caffeine is the main player. You'll find caffeine in coffee and tea, but in Red Bull, it's carefully measured to give you that quick kick. Taurine is another key ingredient. It's an amino acid that plays a role in many of the body's functions, but in energy drinks, it's thought to help with the body's energy production. There's also sugar, which gives Red Bull its sweet flavor, and B vitamins, which are important for turning food into energy. But how do they get all these ingredients into one drink? It's not like someone's just mixing a little of each into a bowl. The process starts long before it reaches the factory, with Red Bull sourcing its ingredients from all over the world. They go with strict quality control to make sure every batch has the perfect amount of each ingredient. The production process. The magic happens in Red Bull's production factories. You might be surprised to find out that Red Bull doesn't have one giant factory. Instead, it has multiple production plants worldwide. Each of these factories follows strict procedures to ensure the drink is made consistently, no matter where it's produced. First, all the ingredients are carefully measured and mixed. The ingredients are blended in giant machines that ensure the mixture is perfect. These machines don't just throw everything in at once. The ingredients must be combined in precise amounts to maintain the drink's flavor, quality, and energy-boosting properties. It's not just a simple shake-up, it's a delicate balance. After all, too much caffeine could be overwhelming, and too little might not give you the boost you need. Once the mixture is ready, it's time for carbonation. This is where Red Bull gets its fizzy, refreshing quality. Carbon dioxide is added to the drink to create the bubbles that make each sip feel light and crisp. The carbonation process is done carefully to avoid overcarbonating, which could result in a drink that's too fizzy, or undercarbonating, which would make it flat. Filling and packaging. After the Red Bull is properly mixed and carbonated, it's time for the filling process. This is where the magic really happens. The drink is sent through pipes to a filling station, where it's poured into cans. But here's something you probably didn't know. The cans are sterilized before anything goes inside them. The cans are washed and sanitized to make sure they're free from any bacteria or dirt that could mess up the drink's quality. Once the cans are sterilized, they move along the filling line. The Red Bull is carefully poured into each can, and the cans are sealed to ensure they stay fresh. But the sealing process isn't just about closing the can. The lid is sealed with such precision that ensures the carbonation stays inside, so you get that satisfying hiss when you open the can. But there's still more to it. After the cans are filled and sealed, they go through a quality control process. This is a big deal because Red Bull has a reputation to maintain. The filled cans are checked for any flaws, like dents or misprints, to make sure each can looks as good as it tastes. From factory to your hands. Now, you may be wondering what happens after the cans are sealed and ready to go. Well, their journey doesn't stop there. The cans are packed into boxes and sent off to warehouses, where they are stored until it's time to ship them out to stores and distributors. But how does Red Bull get from the factory to the store? It's not just a quick hop. Red Bull is sold worldwide, so the cans are shipped to different countries, sometimes traveling thousands of miles. Red Bull uses both land and sea transport to get the cans to where they're needed. They rely on a massive distribution network to make sure you can always get your hands on a can when you need it. The journey is far from simple. To ensure the quality of the product is maintained during transport, Red Bull's packaging team uses special materials to keep the cans safe. This means that no matter where you are in the world, when you pop open a can, you're getting the same high-quality Red Bull you expect. The technology behind Red Bull production. Here's something that might surprise you. Red Bull factories don't just rely on human workers to get everything done. They use cutting-edge technology to make sure everything is running smoothly. Advanced machines control the mixing, filling, and packaging processes, and they're all connected to a central computer system that monitors everything in real time. If you've ever wondered how they keep track of all the different ingredients and make sure everything is mixed to perfection, it's all done with high-tech machines that are programmed to maintain the exact formula. This technology helps Red Bull maintain consistency in its taste and quality, no matter where it's made. But that's not all. Red Bull also uses technology to make sure everything is as energy efficient as possible. The company is committed to reducing its environmental impact, so its factories are designed to minimize waste and energy consumption. This means that when you're getting your energy boost, the company behind the drink is also working hard to ensure they're not draining the planet's resources. Ensuring consistency across the globe. One of the most important parts of the production process is quality control. Red Bull has strict guidelines in place to make sure that every can meets the highest standards. This means that no matter where in the world your can of Red Bull comes from, it will always have the same taste, the same amount of caffeine, and the same refreshing fizz. To achieve this, Red Bull runs numerous tests throughout the production process. For example, every batch of Red Bull is tested for consistency, flavor, and carbonation. The company also makes sure that cans are free from any defects or contamination. If something goes wrong at any stage of the process, the batch is discarded and not shipped out to stores. This level of care ensures that Red Bull maintains its reputation for quality and taste, whether you're buying it in New York or Tokyo. You won't ever have to worry about the drink being stale or flat because each can is subjected to intense scrutiny before it even makes it to the shelf. Sustainability and Red Bull's commitment to the environment. Now let's talk about something you might not have considered: sustainability. In recent years, Red Bull has made significant strides in reducing its environmental impact. The company has implemented strategies to use renewable energy in its production facilities, reduce water usage, and minimize waste. You may not realize it, but making energy drinks isn't exactly an eco-friendly process. It takes energy to run the machines, package the cans, and transport the finished product. But Red Bull is working on improving its practices by investing in renewable energy sources such as solar and wind power. In fact, many of Red Bull's production plants are powered by renewable energy, which helps reduce the company's carbon footprint. Red Bull is also working to reduce its plastic use. The company has made efforts to increase the amount of recyclable material in its packaging. So when you crack open your can, you can feel a little better knowing that Red Bull is taking steps to help the planet. The Red Bull you know and love. In the end, the process of making Red Bull is more complicated than it seems. From sourcing ingredients to mixing, carbonating, filling, and packaging, there's a lot of work that goes into each can. Thanks to cutting-edge technology and a focus on quality control, Red Bull has become one of the most popular energy drinks in the world. You might not have realized how much goes into making that little can of energy, but now you know. Whether you're sipping it on a long drive or getting through an all-nighter, you can rest assured that Red Bull is the result of a carefully orchestrated process that brings together high-tech machines, skilled workers, and a commitment to quality. So the next time you grab a can, you'll have a whole new appreciation for the effort that goes into making it. Why Red Bull stands out in the energy drink market. Red Bull really stands out from its competitors in the energy drink market, and it's not just because of the can design or the catchy slogan. There's something special about Red Bull that sets it apart. First off, Red Bull was one of the pioneers in the energy drink industry, and that's given it a massive edge. When it was first introduced, it wasn't just another drink on the shelf, it was a game changer. While other drinks were focused on just caffeine, Red Bull combined caffeine with taurine and B vitamins, creating a balanced energy boost that felt different from anything else. What really keeps Red Bull ahead, though, is its marketing. You've probably seen extreme sports athletes flying through the air in Red Bull ads, or heard about crazy events like the Red Bull Stratos space jump. This kind of bold, adventurous marketing connects with the brand's youthful, high-energy vibe, making it more than just a drink, it's a lifestyle. Another reason Red Bull stands out is its consistency. You always know exactly what you're getting with Red Bull. Other brands might try to switch things up with new flavors or formulas, but Red Bull stays true to what works. It's reliable, and its fans know it's always going to give them that energy boost when they need it. Red Bull's impact on popular culture and sport. Red Bull has evolved into much more than just an energy drink. It's a cultural phenomenon. You've probably noticed the brand everywhere, from action-packed sports events to music festivals, and it's all part of the company's master plan to make Red Bull synonymous with high-energy, boundary-pushing experiences. It's not just about selling a drink, it's about selling a lifestyle. The brand is linked with extreme sports from motocross and skateboarding to snowboarding and cliff diving. In fact, Red Bull even created its own sports league, the Red Bull Crashed Ice Series, where athletes race downhill on an ice track, showcasing that Red Bull isn't afraid to go big or go home. But it doesn't stop there. Red Bull has taken its impact on sports to the next level by sponsoring some of the most daring athletes in the world. You've likely seen Red Bull's logo plastered on the uniforms of top Formula 1 drivers, BMX riders, and skateboarders. The company also sponsored Felix Baumgartner's historic jump from the edge of space, a jaw-dropping feat that captured the world's attention and put Red Bull right at the center of the action. Beyond sports, Red Bull has become a staple at music festivals, like the Red Bull Music Academy, supporting emerging artists and giving fans a taste of the wild, experimental side of music. All in all, Red Bull's influence on popular culture is undeniable, creating a brand that's all about adventure, adrenaline, and living life at full speed. Now that you know how Red Bull is made in the factory, would you say it's the best energy drink brand in the world? Let us know in the comments below. And if you'd like to learn more about how things are made in motion, hit the subscribe and notification buttons, and we'll see you in the next video.